Module 3, Application, Instructional Leadership for Closing Gaps. Expanding AP access to help students prepare more effectively for studies at four-year institutions of higher learning. The improvement area that I selected for my particular high school involves college readiness. 99% of our students attend four-year colleges, which suggests that our main task as a high school is to help our students get ready to succeed at the next level. Additionally, our advanced placement scores tend to be very high. Analysis of this data shows that we definitely outperform many other schools in the area. And while this is obviously a good thing, this also suggests, when analyzing this data, that we are cherry picking already talented students as a reason is to explain why these numbers are so high. And so the selected strategy here is to improve AP access to get more students in these AP classes. Sadler and Ty from 2007 state that many students feel that AP is good preparation for college, even though the jury is out as to whether an AP class in high school can truly replace a college course. Even the harshest critics of the AP program tend to acknowledge that these classes are good for getting students ready for college. Warren, Larson, Anderson, and Odasso, 2015, report that students who take and pass the AP exam in subjects across the board obtain higher ACT scores even after controlling for a wide variety of academic, socioeconomic, and demographic variables. They do mention that AP is not some panacea for every student, that the AP courses have no benefit to students unless they can actually pass the exam. And so I'm certainly not proposing here that every student should take AP classes, but if the data suggests that a student can pass an AP course, then studies tend to show that that will benefit that student in getting them ready for college. The target audience for this particular intervention is students who are currently unable to meet our established prerequisites, but could pass the exam at least with a score of a 3. And so rather than funneling our elite students to AP programs and putting up scores averaging between a 4 and a 5, this would suggest that by having more students in there, we would be benefiting a greater number of them. The achievement gaps between current and future knowledge of this target audience seem to have less to do with improving standardized test scores and more about exposing them to a college-level curriculum. Ironically, most achievement gaps, the idea is to improve standardized test scores. At least when it comes to the AP exam, this would result in test scores going down because of the greater number of students who would be taking the courses. However, as we discussed earlier from the study with Warren, Larson, Anderson, and Odasso, this is expected to help improve standardized test scores from things like the ACT and the SAT. And so that achievement gap would be closed. This would be particularly helpful for students who have not been on track for AP courses. There are certain students who tend to be from better socioeconomic backgrounds who their parents perhaps went through AP courses themselves. They're very aware of the opportunities of the AP program. Students whose parents have not gone through that, who have not had the same background, may benefit from this expansion of the AP program. Performance outcomes. We would want students in AP classes, and it's difficult here to be too precise with performance outcomes because the courses themselves are such a wide variety. Performance outcomes for AP language and composition, for example, which involve words from Bloom taxonomy, involve like argument and synthesizing different sources to write an essay, or evaluating the argument of someone who's giving a speech or writing an article would have very different applications than, say, AP Chemistry or AP Statistics or AP European History. But overall, we would be looking at students improving their abilities to analyze with more difficult content, difficult readings, synthesizing a wide variety of data to develop their skills at using this information, and evaluating the content they learn and applying this knowledge in real-world situations. In terms of an action plan, one of the biggest advance steps that would need to be taken would be setting aside time for the stakeholders in this particular program to meet. This would involve administrators in the school, department heads, the data analysis team, and all AP teachers. The first step that would need to happen here would be for the administrators and for the AP Access Coordinator, who would be running a lot of this if the program was created, is to get buy-in from these AP teachers. If an AP teacher is going to be presenting a higher number of students, looking at this as more grading, as rocking the boat, especially since many AP teachers teach the same courses for years, if not decades, then that's going to set the students up for failure. No one, if a teacher's approaching this from, oh, well, now I have to water down my course, and I have to do all this more work because of the number of students that I have, the students will undoubtedly sense that. And so the first step here would be to get the AP teachers on board by sitting down throughout several meetings to review the data and essentially to get AP teachers to believe in the goals of expanded AP access and linking this expanded access to student success. At this point, we could also invite former AP students back into the building as well. In March, we would have students submit their course requests for the following year. AP teachers could sit down with the data analysis team, with the AP Access Coordinator, and figure out where they would want to draw the line, so to speak. Previously, who's in and who's out was determined by these very strict prerequisites. In this case, we would be moving that line to fit more students in the future. Ultimately, this is a program that would benefit a large number of students as they get ready for college. Thank you.